Welcome to episode 5. Hey YouTube, today we're going to look at this Bugera 333 amplifier. It's the non-infinium model. I got it super cheap because it wouldn't power up, so I decided to crack it open, and this is what I found. The first thing that I did when I got the amp out of the case was I inspected the fuse. Not only did I find that it was the wrong value of fuse, but it is definitely blown. So that made me question what else could be wrong with the power section of the amplifier. Did somebody not put it under a load before they turned it on? Was there a power surge? So I visually inspected the circuit board, and I must say everything looks brand new. So next I began to meter the fuses. That one meters out good. That one meters out good. That one meters out good. And that one meters out good. So after I metered the fuses, I inspected the rest of the amp, found nothing wrong on the circuit board, so I flipped it over. Okay, so the next thing I checked when I flipped over the amp was the tubes. And here's what I found. Here's number 4. Notice something wrong with that? This is what a good tube usually looks like. This one, however, is white, like it got super hot. And if you look down here at the base, you can see a hole in it. Number 1 looked similar to that other one. I don't see a hole, so what it looks like is something broke number 4. It affected number 1, and it blew the fuse. Okay, so before I put this fuse in, I'm going to put just a little bit of E-tape around this holder, because when I flipped over the amp, the edge of it landed on this holder and cracked it. Way to go, Chris. So the E-tape around the fuse holder is just a temporary fix, just so I can get this thing up and running. I'm going to either replace the fuse holder or try to re-glue the plastic at a later date. So before I replace all these tubes, I'm going to spray all the contacts with some contact cleaner. Okay, so now I'm going to clean the jacks. You can get a set of these pipe cleaner brushes on Amazon, really cheap. I'll post a link. Let's get the input. Okay, the tubes that we're changing to are ELECTRO HARMONICS EL34s. Also have a set of 12AX7s. So whenever pulling a tube out, you want to grab it by the base down here. Just carefully wiggle it out. These little wings right here, those help hold the tube in place. So don't flatten them out. You can press down on them, but don't flatten them out. So what we're looking for right here, it's down here on the bottom, there's a little guide pin. You're gonna match it up right here. Like that. I personally don't like touching the glass in the tube. Also, something to note, when you're replacing in matched pairs, you want to do 1 and 4, 2 and 3. This, however, is supposedly a matched quad. Okay, so instead of 6L6s, we're going to go with EL34s. So I have to change the bias select switch. We're also going to have to check the bias voltage. Okay, so moment of truth. Gonna power it on and dial it up here on the VARIAC. There's enough voltage there to get the LEDs going. All right, now so we're at about 65 volts. Let's dial it up a little more. I just heard something kick on within the amplifier. We're currently at about 80 volts. Nothing blowing up yet. We're at about 90. Okay, so I'm seeing the preamp tubes light. 124, 125, something like that. For a Class A EL34, we should have 38.7 volts right in that general area. Okay, so now that I've got an ohm load on the head, I'm going to switch to standby. So that's the clean channel with everything turned down. I'm running through a single 12 cabinet. Let's try the crunch channel. I'm going to turn the gain to 12 o'clock. I'll leave all the EQ down flat to 0. try the lead. Gonna do 12 o'clock on the gain. EQ's all down. It's alive! Alright, there you have it, YouTube. Like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, visit the links and buy something, and leave me some comments.